Hello everyone. In this video we will talk about how do we compute the diameter of the tree. In the last video I have said what is the diameter of the tree and why we need to use the wrapper function over there. Now suppose this is the tree that I will draw. I say 25, 27, 10, 13. Now what is the diameter of the tree? The length of the path between the two leaf nodes, the longest path. This is 13 and 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the diameter of the tree may pass through the root or may not pass through the root. And we have seen that we will write a wrapper function around it. And how do we call the diameter? Whatever is the case we write, and I say d is equal to diameter of root. And what we do over here? We print the value of d and we say break. Now how do you compute the diameter of the tree? We say int diameter, and what do we need? We need the root of the binary tree. Now internally what we do, we pass the address of a local variable, that's the wrapper function that I said in the previous class. And what do we write over here? I say int max is equal to int min. Now what is this int min? Int min is nothing but minus infinity. Now internally we call one function called as underscore diameter, which takes root and the address of the maximum. That means whatever we do, modification will be stored in underscore max. In max. And at the end, what do we say? We say return max. Now suppose the value of max is 3 will be returned back to main and prints diameter is equal to 3. Now let's see how do we write the function underscore diameter. Let us see how do we write the underscore diameter function. Now this underscore diameter, the return type we take it as integer because it gives the diameter. The function name is underscore diameter. The first parameter is root, second parameter is the address of integer variable. Therefore we say int star p. Now what happens whenever we call the function? The scope of the function gets activated. Okay, let me write the scope of the function over here. And what is the scope of the function? Underscore diameter. What is the first parameter? Root. Let root be 25. Of course it is the address. Let us assume that it is 25. And next is ampersand max, the address of max. Now this is the underscore diameter. Right, there is one variable called as max. And let the address of max be say 23,000. And what is the value over here? Here it is minus infinity. Now ampersand max is copied to p. Now what is the ampersand max over here? It is 23,000. Okay, that's the address. Now this is the root, this is the address p. Now what is the base condition to begin with? We say if the value of root is equal null. Right? If the value of root is null, there is nothing to compute it. And if there is nothing to compute it, what do we say? We say return 0 because there is nothing to do. Now, is the value of root equal to null? No. That means you have to compute the left height. Now, what is the diameter? Diameter of a tree is nothing but maximum of left height plus right height plus 1 for each and every node. That I have said it already. That means I need to compute the left height. I say int L is equal to underscore diameter of root arrow left comma p. Okay, now let's give the line numbers because this is the recursion to trace it. Now, then what do we say? After we compute the left height, I need to compute the right height as well. Int r is equal to underscore diameter of root arrow right comma p. Is that okay? Now, after you compute the left height and right height, what we need to do? We need to find the diameter, which is nothing but the left height plus right height plus 1. Therefore, I say at line number 5, int sum is equal to left height plus right height plus 1. Now, you need to check if the value of star p, why star p? Because that's the maximum, that is what it represents. I will trace it as well. If it is less than sum, then what do we say? Star p is equal to sum. Now after you compute the left height plus right height plus 1, you need to return the height back to the parent. And how do we return the height back to the parent? We say if LHS is greater than RHS, then what do we say? We say return 1 plus L, else we say return 1 plus R. Is that okay? Now let's see how do we write this underscore diameter and 23,000 that is being there. Now is 25 equal null? No. Therefore we compute the function over here underscore diameter of 25 arrow left. Now what is 25 arrow left over here? 10 and star P, that P is being passed as it is, that is 23,000 is passed as it is, and the return line number is 1. Go back, is 10 equal null? No. Again you execute line number 3, and what does the line number 3 says? Underscore diameter of 10 arrow left. What is 10 arrow left? Null, comma 23,000, and the return line number is 3. Now go back. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. Where do you return 0? To line number 3, and it says the left height with respect to 10 is equal to 0. Now you need to compute the right height with respect to 10. Okay, therefore you execute line number 4. Again it says underscore diameter of 10 arrow right is what? 13, and you pass P as it is, and you pass P as it is. Right? Now, is 13 equal null? No. Again you say 13 arrow left. Now what is 13 arrow left? 13 arrow left is null, and you pass 23,000 as it is. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. Where do you return 0? To the left height with respect to 13. Okay, now you execute line number 4. Now what does line number 4 says? Underscore diameter of 13 comma 23,000. Now is 13 arrow right. What is 13 arrow right? Null comma 23,000. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. Where do you return 0? To line number 4, and it says right height is also 0. Now you say sum is equal to L plus R plus 1. Hence we say sum is equal to 0 plus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 1. Now what is star P? Go to address 23,000 and get the value minus infinity. Is minus infinity less than 1? Yes. Therefore we say star P is equal to sum which is 1. Now L greater than R is 0 greater than 0 is false. Therefore we say return 1 plus R. You return 1 plus R. Therefore the value of R will be equal to 1 at line number 4 with respect to 10. Now you have L and R, therefore you execute the sum. Sum is nothing but L plus R plus 1, 0 plus 1 plus 1, that is 2. Right? Now you check star P less than sum. What is star P? 1. What is sum? 2. Is 1 less than 2? Yes. You take this 2 and store it at star P. Therefore you store 2 over there. Now you compute L greater than R. Is 0 greater than 1? No, 0 is not greater than 1. Therefore you return 1 plus R. Return 1 plus R means 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore the left height with respect to 25 is equal to 2. Now you execute line number 4. Again you say underscore diameter. Therefore I am continuing at point X. I am continuing over here, and you say underscore diameter of 25 arrow right. And what is 25 arrow right? It is 27 comma the value of P remains as it is, that is 23,000. Now needless to say the LHS height with respect to 27 is 0 and the RHS height with respect to 27 is 0. Now you compute the sum. What is sum? Sum is equal to L plus R plus 1, which is nothing but 1. Now what is the value of star P? The value of star P is nothing but 2. And what is the value of sum? The value of sum is 1. Is 2 less than 1? No, do not update it. L greater than R, that is 0 greater than 0 is false. Therefore you return 1 plus R, that is 1. Therefore the RHS height with respect to 25 is 1. Now this R is done. Now you compute the sum with respect to 25. 2 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 4. Now star P is nothing but 2. Is 2 less than 4? Yes, 2 is less than 4. Therefore go to address 23,000 and store 4. Now L greater than R, 2 greater than 1 is 2. Return 1 plus 3. Now it returns 3 to the point from wherever it is called. This is the point where it returns 3. But are we storing it in some variable? No, you return max. What is the value of max? 4, that is the diameter. This 4 is returned back to main, and you print 4 as the answer. This is how we get the diameter of the tree. Is that okay? Next let us see how do we count the number of nodes in a binary tree. Thank you. Now let us see how do we compute the number of nodes in a tree. Okay, now suppose this is the tree 10, 25, 23, 8, 9. How many number of nodes are there? There are 5 nodes. Now you see over here, how do we count the number of nodes? What are the number of nodes with respect to 10 on LHS? It is 2. What are the number of nodes with respect to 10 on RHS? It is 2. Therefore, the total number of nodes are nothing but number of nodes on LHS plus number of nodes on RHS plus the node itself. Are you getting it? Therefore, we will recursively solve it. First, we will count the number of nodes on LHS. Then we will count the number of nodes on RHS. Then we will add 1 to it so that we get the number of nodes on LHS plus the number of nodes on RHS plus the node itself. This is using recursion. Now this may be solved using the level order traversal as well. How do we solve using level order traversal? That is left as an assignment. You try yourself before I give the solution. Now here we need to find the number of nodes. Let us say the function name as int count nodes. And what is the first parameter we need? We need a struct node star root. Now if the value of root is null, can there be any node over there? There cannot be any number of nodes. Therefore, we write here if root is equal null, there is no nodes, and if there is no node, what do? We return 0 because there is no node. You cannot compute. If there are some nodes, then what we do? We count the number of nodes on the LHS. Therefore, we say int count nodes of root arrow left. Okay, then we count the number of nodes on RHS. We say count nodes of root arrow right. Now, after we compute the number of nodes on LHS, then we compute the number of nodes on RHS. What is the total number of nodes? Number of nodes on LHS plus the number of nodes on RHS including the node itself. Therefore, what do I write over here? Return L plus R plus 1. Is that okay? Now let us try to trace this code. Let us try to trace this code. Okay, that's very simple. Now what do I say? Count nodes of root. What is the value of root now? The value of root is 10. Is 10 equal null? No. You call the function count node of root arrow left. Count node of 10 arrow left is 8 and we are calling this from line number 3. And there are two local variables. One is L, the other one is R. Now again you check, is 8 equal null? No. Again you call the function count node of 8 arrow left. What is 8 arrow left? Null. We are calling this from line number 3. Now this is L, this is R. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. When you return 0, you return to line number 3. Therefore, the number of nodes with respect to LHS of 8 are what? 0. Now you count the number of nodes with respect to RHS. Execute line number 4. It says count node of 8 arrow right, which is 9, and this we are calling from line number 4. And again there are two local variables, L and R. Now you check, is 9 equal null? No. Again you call the function count nodes of root arrow left. Therefore you say count nodes of 9 arrow left. What is 9 arrow left? Null. And the return line number is 3. Now you check, is null equal null? Yes, null is equal to null. Therefore you return 0 to line number 3 and it says the number of nodes with respect to LHS of 9 are 0. Now you execute line number 4. Again you compute count nodes of 9 arrow right. What is 9 arrow right? Null. And you call this from line number 4. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. Where do you return 0? To line number 4. And it says the number of nodes with respect to RHS of 9 are 0. Now execute line number 5. Return L plus R plus 1. Return 0 plus 1 is what? 1. Where do you return 1? Line number 4 with respect to 8. Therefore, the number of nodes with respect to 8 on RHS are 1. Now executed line number 4. Now you have to execute line number 5. Return L plus R plus 1. Return 1 plus 0 plus 1. What is it? It is 2. And you return to line number 3, which says the number of nodes with respect to LHS of 10 are equal to 2. Now you compute the number of nodes with respect to RHS. Okay, just let me remove this 23. And you say count nodes of 10 arrow right. What is 10 arrow right? 25, and we call this from line number 4. Again, we have two local variables, L and R. Now, is 25 equal null? No, you execute line number 3 and you say count nodes of 25 arrow left is null, and the return line number is 3. Is null equal null? Yes, you return 0. That means the number of nodes with respect to LHS of 25 are what? 0. Now you execute on the RHS side of it. Therefore, again we call count nodes of 25 arrow right. And what is 25 arrow right? It is null, and you say null equal null is true, and you return 0 to line number 4, and it says the number of nodes with respect to RHS of 25 are also 0. Now execute line number 5, return 0 plus 0 plus 1. What is 0 plus 0 plus 1? It is 1. Where do you return 1? To line number 4, and it says the number of nodes with respect to RHS of 10 are 1. Now execute line number 5, return L plus R plus 1, return 2 plus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 4. Therefore, there are 4 number of nodes. And how do we write the case over here? Whatever is the case number, you say M is equal to count nodes. Then what do we say? We say root, and you print the value of M, and you say breadth. That's the end of the count nodes function. How do you count it? Now this count node function can also be done with level order traversal. What do we do in level order traversal? See here, I will just give the hint. First you NQ10. Right, now whenever you DQ, you increment the count. We increment the count to 1 because there is one node. Is there a left child? Yes. Is there a right child? Yes. Again you DQ it, increment the count. Is there a left child? No. Is there a right child? Yes. Again you DQ it, increment the count. Is there a left child? No. Is there a right child? No. DQ it, increment the count. 4. Is there a right child, left child? No. At the end you see the number of nodes are 4. You can even do with the level order traversal of the tree, and here I have used the post order left, right, and the root itself. Is that okay? And in the next coming question will be the count the number of leaf nodes in a given tree. That is what we will do. Thank you. Now let us see how do we count the leaf node. Now how many leaf nodes are there? 9 and 25, 2 leaf nodes. What is a leaf node? A leaf node is a one which do not have any children. That means the left pointer is null as well as the right pointer is null. How do we count the number of leaf nodes? It means you have to go to each and every node of a tree. You have to go to 10, 9, 8, 25 and check if it is a leaf node or not. Now whenever you have to go to each and every node, same as in case of the count nodes, whenever you want to go to each and every node and check or count or update or delete, whatever you want to do, you can use any traversal technique over here. It means here I can use pre-order traversal because I go to 10, next to 8, 9, 25, each and every node. You can use in order, you can use post order, or you can use the level order traversal of the tree. Now whenever you have to go to each and every node, again I am saying you can make a note of it. We will solve using any traversal technique. Now let us solve this question using the level order traversal of the tree. Now in level order traversal of the tree, what is the helping data structure that we are taking? We are taking Q as the helping data structure. Now I will write the addresses so that it becomes easy for us. 1000, this is 2000, 3000 and 4000. Now first what we do, we NQ 1000. Now after we NQ 1000, you know that the level order traversal, you say U is equal to DQ. What do you DQ? You DQ 1000. Now you check whether U is a leaf node or not. How do you check U is a leaf node or not? If u arrow left is equal null and u arrow right is equal null. That means it is a leaf node, and if it is a leaf node, you will increment the count. Suppose if it is not leaf node, you will increment the count, or it might have the left child and it may have the right child. Therefore, we check over here, if u arrow left not equal to null, then what do? We enqueue u arrow left. If u arrow right is not equal to null, then what we do? We enqueue u arrow right. Is that okay? Now 1000 arrow right left not equal to null, yes. 1000 arrow right not equal to null, yes. Again you say u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 2000. Now check, is 2000 a leaf node? 2000 arrow left equal to null, yes. But is 2000 arrow right equal to null? No. Do not increment the count. U arrow left is null. Do not enqueue it. U arrow right is not equal to null. Therefore enqueue 4000. Now dq 3000. U is equal to dq 3000. Is 3000 arrow left equal to null? Yes. Is 3000 arrow right equal to null? Yes. You say count plus plus. The value of count will become 1. Now 3000 arrow left is null, 3000 arrow right is null. Do not enqueue. U is equal to dq. You dq 4000. Is 4000 arrow left equal to null? Yes. 4000 arrow right equal to null? Yes. You say count plus plus. The value of count becomes 2. Now 4000 arrow left is null, 4000 arrow right is null. Do not enqueue it. And whenever you see the queue is empty, you stop the procedure. Now here I have done the number of leaf nodes with the iteration, that is the level order traversal of the tree. You may do using the pre-order traversal, iterative version of pre-order traversal, that is left as an assignment. Now what is the assignment? The first assignment for the today is you have to do the number of leaf nodes using recursion and using iterative pre-order. If you want to write down, first one is you have to do the number of leaf nodes using recursion, and the second one is the number of leaf nodes using iterative pre-order traversal of the tree. These two are assignment. Okay, we have other two assignments as well, and as I will go, I will say about the other two assignments. Is that okay? Now, what I want to do is, I want you to pause the video and write down the code for the number of leaf nodes in a binary tree. Please try it in, and then I will write the code in sometime. Please try it. Okay, let us see how do we write the code for it. Now we say m is equal to, we will write one function called as count leaf, and what do we need? We need the root, and later we say print the value of m. Now this is the case number, whatever you want to write, and here I say break. Now let us write the function count leaf. How do we write? We say int, what is the function name? The function name is count leaf. What is the first parameter? Struct node star root. Okay. Now, what is the first and the foremost thing we need to do? We need to create an empty queue, because we are using the level order traversal. And how do we create the empty queue? We say struct queue and queue. Already I said it. How do you do the queue for the node pointers? Now this is the queue that we have already discussed. Now you have to initialize this queue. Hence we say init queue of %q. Now this queue is being initialized. Now after you initialize this queue, we need a count variable to count the number of leaf nodes. Hence I say int count is equal to 0. Now what is the first step of the level order traversal? Enqueue the root into the queue. Therefore we write enqueue. In this queue, what do we enqueue? We enqueue the root. Now till the queue is not empty, we need to go on processing it. Therefore we say while not is empty of queue. Yes, queue is not empty. If the queue is not empty, what we need to do? We need to dequeue an item from the queue, and you say u is equal to dequeue of %q. Now whenever you dequeue, what do you get? You get 1000, and 1000 is of what type? Struct node star u. Okay, now you need to check is 1000 is a leaf node or not, and how do we check it? We say if u arrow left is equal null and u arrow right is equal null, that means it is a leaf node, and if it is a leaf node, we should increment the count. Now what is u? U is 1000. 1000 arrow left, is it equal null? No, therefore do not execute this. You need to enqueue the left child now. You say if u arrow left, what do we write over here? We say enqueue in the queue u arrow left. Now what is 1000 arrow left? 1000 arrow left is 2000. Now similarly you check, does it has the right child or not? And how do we check? We say if u arrow right is not equal to null, then what do we say? We say enqueue in the queue u arrow right. Now what is 1000 arrow right? 1000 arrow right is nothing but 3000. Is that okay? Again you go back. Why not is empty of q? Yes, u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 2000. Now 2000 arrow left equal to null. Yes, but 2000 arrow right equal to null. No, 2000 arrow left is null. 2000 arrow right is not null. Therefore, you enqueue 4000 back into the queue. Now again you say u is equal to dq. You get 3000 from the queue. 3000 arrow left is null. 3000 arrow right is null. Therefore, you say count plus plus. The value of count will become 1. Okay, just change the variable into count. Okay, 3000 arrow left is null, 3000 arrow right is null, do not enqueue. Again, while q is not empty, yes, you say u is equal to dq. What do you get? You get 4000. 4000 arrow left is null, yes, 4000 arrow right is null, yes. You say count plus plus, the value of count becomes 2. Null, null, do not enqueue it. Go back, q is empty, yes. And at the end, what do we say? We say return count. That's the way we write count the number of leaf nodes in a binary tree. Is that okay? Now let us see how do we count the number of half nodes. Now what is a half node? A half node is a one which has a left child but not the right child, or which has the right child but not the left child. Any child, a node which has only one child is called as a half node. Either that might be right child or that might be a left child. Let's see how do we do it. Thank you. Now let us see how do we count the half nodes. Now what is half node over here? 8, because 8 has only one child. 10 has 2 children, 9 and 25 do not have any children. Therefore a node which has only one child is called as a half node. Now what is the condition to check for the half node? If I consider this node as u, therefore you say if u arrow left is equal null. If u arrow left is null, right should not be null because there should be right child, and u arrow right is not equal to null, then we say count plus plus. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. Now what is the second way of looking at it? Suppose I write 23 over here. Now if I consider this as u, that means if u arrow left is not null, that means u arrow right should be equal to null. Therefore I say if u arrow left is not equal to null and u arrow right is equal null, it means what? It is also an half node, and you can consider that half node as well. Okay, this is the way we count each node to be half node or not. Okay, before I write the code, I want you to try it down with the help of iterative pre-order traversal of the tree. Now what is iterative pre-order traversal of the tree? We need to take the stack as the helping data structure. We enqueue the root. Now what is the root over here? The root is 1000. Now you say u is equal to pop. When you say u is equal to pop, what do you get? U is equal to 1000. Now check. Is 1000 arrow left equal to null? No. Is 1000 arrow left not equal to null? Yes. But 1000 arrow right equal to null? No. Therefore, it is not a half node. And if it is not a half node, the pre-order traversal of the tree says first enqueue the right child, then the left child. Now what is the right child over here? The right child is 3000, and what is the left child? Left child is 2000. Again you say u is equal to pop. Now when you pop, you get what? 2000. Is 2000 arrow left equal to null? Yes. 2000 arrow right not equal to null? Yes. You say count plus plus. Therefore the value of count becomes 1. Now this condition fails. Now again you push the right child. What is the right child over here? The right child is 4000, but there is no left child to be pushed. You don't push it. Again you say u is equal to pop. You get 4000. Is 4000 arrow left equal to null? Yes. 4000 arrow right not equal to null, it is false. 4000 arrow left not equal to null, it is false. Now left is null, right is null, do not push anything onto the stack. Again you say u is equal to pop. What do you pop? You pop 3000. Now 3000 arrow left equal to null? No. 3000 arrow left not equal to null? Yes. 3000 arrow right equal null? Yes. You say count plus the value of count becomes 2. Now is there any right child to be pushed? No. There is some left child, and let the address of this be say 5000. Okay. Let the address of this be say 5000. Now again go back. 5000 arrow left equal to null? Yes. 5000 arrow right not equal to null? False. 5000 arrow left not equal to null? The condition is false. Therefore you have popped it anyway. Is there any right child or left child? No right child or left child. Whenever the stack becomes empty, you stop the procedure, and whatever is there in the count, that becomes the number of half nodes in a binary tree. Before I give the solution, I want you to pause the video and try the solution yourself. Yes, thank you. Please do it. Now let us see how do we write the code for it. Now how do we write the case? Whatever is the case number, you say m is equal to count half node. We will write one function called as count half node, and you pass the root to it, and you print the value of m. That's the end of this case. That's the end of this case. Now how do we write it? We say int. What is the function name? The function name is count half node. Okay, what is the first parameter? The first parameter is struct node star root, and we will solve this using the iterative pre-order version. Hence, if you want to solve using the iterative pre-order version, we need an external stack. Therefore, what do I write over here? I say struct stack yes. Now a stack is being created, but it is not initialized. We have to initialize the stack, and for this we have written one function called as init stack of ampersand yes. Now you have to count the number of half nodes, therefore we say int count is equal to 0. Now what is the first step of the algorithm of the pre-order traversal? You push the root onto the stack. Hence we write push ampersand yes comma root. Now what is the value of root? The value of root is 0x1000. Okay, now still the stack is not empty, we need to process it. Hence we write while not is empty of stack. Yes, stack is not empty. What we need to do? You need to pop an item from the stack. Hence you say u is equal to pop, and I write struct node star u. Now when you say u is equal to pop, the value of u will be 1000 and the value of count is still equal to 0. Now check, is this 1000 is a half node or not? And how do we check it? We say if u arrow left equal null and already I have said the condition u arrow right not equal to null. If that is the case, then what do we say? We say count plus plus. Or there might be other condition, if u arrow left not equal to null and u arrow right equal null, that means it is also a half node, therefore we will increment the count. Now 1000 arrow left equal to null, no. 1000 arrow left not equal to null, yes. But 1000 arrow right equal null, no. The condition is false. Now what does the pre-order traversal says? First push the right child if any. Therefore we say if u arrow right is not equal to null, hence we say push in the stack yes. What do we push? We push u arrow right. Now 1000 arrow right is 3000 not equal to null, yes. Therefore you push 3000 onto the stack. Next you check if 1000 arrow left is not equal to null. Therefore how do we write it? We say if u arrow left is not equal to null, therefore what do we write? Push in the stack yes. What do we push? We push u arrow left. Now what is u? 1000 arrow left is 2000 not equal to null, yes. You push 2000 onto the stack. Again you go back, not is empty of stack, yes. U is equal to pop. What do you pop? You pop 2000 from the stack. 2000 arrow left equal to null, yes. 2000 arrow right equal to null, yes. You say count plus the value of count becomes 1. Since this is if again 2000 arrow left not equal to null, it is false. 2000 arrow right, it is 4000 not equal to null, yes. Therefore you push 4000 onto the stack. But 2000 arrow left is null, do not push it. Go back, not is empty of stack, yes. U is equal to pop. What do you pop from the stack? You pop 4000 from the stack. Now you check, is it a half node? No, it is a leaf node, therefore do not push anything. Again, not is empty of stack. Yes, you pop 3000 from the stack. Now check, is it a half node? Yes, it is a half node. You increment the count, push the right child if any, no right child, push the left child. Now what is the left child? Left child is 5000. Go back, not is empty stack. Yes, u is equal to pop. What is the value of pop? 5000. Is it a half node? No. Right child is null, left child is null. Go back, stack will be empty. Now whenever the stack is empty, where is the answer stored? Answer is stored in variable c. Therefore I say return c, and the value of c will be what? 2. That is the number of half nodes, and this half node I have done using the iterative pre-order. The assignment will be, you have to do the same count with the number of half nodes using the level order traversal of the tree. Is that okay? Now let us see how do we find the sum of each level in a binary tree. That's the last question for the day. Thank you. Let us see the next question. How do we find the sum of each level? Now, in a given binary tree, how many number of nodes will be there at each level? Yes. In each level, there can be maximum of 2 to the power L nodes. Already I said it. Where L is nothing but the level number. In level number 0, how many nodes can be there? There is one node, 2 to the power 0. In level number 1, how many maximum nodes can be there? 2. In level number 2, how many maximum nodes can be there? There can be 4. I can have the left child and I can have the right child over here. That will make the 4 nodes. But is it necessary for a tree to so that all the levels should be completely filled? No, it is not a perfect binary tree. Neither it is a complete binary tree. It may be a skew tree, or might be a binary search tree, or might be a normal binary tree. Therefore, we do not know how many number of nodes are there in each level. If we do not know how many number of nodes are there in each level, that means for the first attempt you might say I equal for 2 to the power 0 times, 2 power 1 times, but here you cannot say 2 power 2 times because the level may be completely filled or the level may not be completely filled. Is that okay? Now, how do we know where the level has ended? Now, to know where the level has ended, we will take the help of a special pointer, the universal pointer, that is the null pointer. We will take the help of the null pointer and we will know whether the level has ended or not. Is that okay? Now, since it is the sum of each level, what is the sum of level 0? It is 10. What is sum of level 1? 25 plus 8 is 33. What is sum of level 2? It is 32. That is what I need to find. That means you have the output more than 1. Whenever you have the output more than 1, it is impossible to return the answer. And whenever you cannot return the answer, you have to take the answer as the void data type. Is that okay? And we need which data structure over here? We need the Q data structure. Okay. Now, whatever is the case number, and here we will write one function called as sum each level. And what do we want to pass? We want to pass the root of the binary tree so that the sum of each level will be found out, and there is no return type because the return type is void. You cannot return the answer. Then we say break. Okay. Now, how do we write the prototype for it? We say void. What is the function name? Function name is sum each level. What is the first parameter? The first parameter is the root of the binary tree. The first parameter is the what? Root of the binary tree. Now, this level order traversal we have to solve using the Q data structure. We take the Q. Now, what we do? We will write the addresses over here. This is 1000. Let the address of this, we say 3000. This is 2000. This is 4000. And this is 5000. Now, what is the first step of the algorithm? Enqueue the root. Now, as soon as you enqueue the root, you enqueue null as well. Now, that null marks the end of the level. Now, why do we enqueue null as soon as we enqueue the root? Because we know that root is at level 0. At level 0, we have maximum of 1 node that we are sure. Therefore, we enqueue the root and we enqueue the null. Now, that null marks the end of the level. Okay, now I'm just writing the algorithm to begin with, then I will write the code. What is the first step we are doing? We are enqueuing the root. Next, we are enqueuing what? We are enqueuing the null. Now, we have to process till the queue is not empty. Hence, I write while queue is not empty. Yes, queue is not empty. Therefore, what we need to do? We need to dequeue an item from the queue. You say u is equal to dequeue. Now, when you say u is equal to dequeue, the value of u will be 1000. Is that okay? Now, this 1000 in some level. It is in some level. Therefore, you say sum is equal to sum plus u arrow data. Now, what is 1000 arrow data? 1000 arrow data is 10. Therefore, the value of sum will become 10. Now, you check. Does it have a left child? Yes, it has a left child. Therefore, enqueue it. Does it have a right child? Yes, it has a right child. Therefore, enqueue it. Hence, what do we write? If u arrow left is not equal to null, then what do we say? We enqueue u arrow left. Now, what is u? 1000. 1000 arrow left is 2000. Therefore, you enqueue 2000. Now, similarly, you check. Does it has the right child? And how do we check? If u arrow right not equal to null, then what do we say? We say enqueue u arrow right. Now, what is the value of u arrow right? 1000 arrow right. 1000 arrow right is nothing but 3000. You enqueue 3000 over there. Is that okay? Now, again you go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. Now, when you dq, what do you get? You get null. You get null, right? Now, can you say null arrow data? That means a segmentation fault. Therefore, this part of the code has to be done if the value of u is not equal to null. If the value of u equal to null, what does it specifies? It specifies that it is the end of the level, and if it is the end of the level, you print the value of sum. Therefore, what do I write over here? I say else you print the value of sum. Now, what is the value of sum? The value of sum is 10. The sum of level 0 is 10 is printed. Now, for the next time, again sum should start from 0, right? You don't need 10 plus 8 plus 25. You need just 8 plus 25. Therefore, the value of sum has to be initialized back to 0. Now, the value of sum has become equal to 0. Now, you need to enqueue the null back. Why we enqueue the null back? Because we say that 2000 and 3000 are in the same level, and you can see that 2000 and 3000 are in the same level. Therefore, what is the next step of the algorithm that I am going to write? I say enqueue null. I say enqueue null. Now, what is the thing that we are enqueuing it? We are enqueuing null. Go back, q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 2000. 2000 not equal to null. Yes, 2000 arrow data is 8. 0 plus 8 is nothing but 8. 2000 arrow left is null. Do not enqueue it. 2000 arrow right is not null. Therefore, you enqueue 4000 over here. Now, what we have done? We have dequeued 2000. Go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 3000. You dq 3000. 3000 is not null. Yes. Sum is equal to sum plus 3000 arrow data. What is 3000 arrow data? 25. 25 plus 8 is nothing but 33. Now, 3000 arrow left not equal to null. Yes, it is not equal to null. Therefore, you enqueue 5000 onto the queue. Is that okay? Now, 3000 arrow right is null. Therefore, do not execute this. Since if has executed, else should not be executed. Go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. Now, what do you dq? You dq null over there. Is that okay? Now, if null is false, you come over here, print the value of sum. What is the value of sum? 33. 33 is printed, and again you make sum equal to 0. Now, you enqueue the null back, saying that this 4000 and 5000 are in the same level. That is what we are taking the help of null. Again, go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 4000 from the q. Is that okay? You dq 4000 from the q. Now, you say sum is equal to sum plus 4000 arrow data. 4000 arrow data is 9. Therefore, the value of sum becomes 9. 4000 arrow left is null. 4000 arrow right is null. Go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq 5000 from the q. Is that okay? 5000 not null. Sum is equal to sum plus u arrow data. 5000 arrow data is 23 plus 9 is 32. It becomes 32. Left is null, right is null. Do not enqueue. Go back. Q is not empty. Yes, u is equal to dq. Now, see here. That's very important step now. U is equal to dq. U becomes null. Now if null is false, you come here, print the value of sum is 32 and you say sum equal to 0. Now if you enqueue the null again, null will be enqueued. Go back, q is not empty, u is equal to dq, null is dq, should not execute, print the value of sum, again you enqueue null. You come here, dq null, enqueue null, dq null, enqueue null, dq null, enqueue null, and the queue will never ever becomes empty. Therefore, this step of the algorithm should be done only if q is not empty. This step of the algorithm should be done only if the queue is not empty. If the value of q is empty, we do not enqueue the null over there, and this will mark the completion of the algorithm. Please copy down this algorithm, then try to write the code yourself. Then I will say how do you write the program for it. Please try it before I give the solution. Thank you. Let us write the code for this. What do we need? We need the q. Therefore, I say struct q and q. Now this q has to be initialized. Therefore, we write init q of ampersand q. And we need a variable sum. Therefore, we say int sum is equal to 0. And we will dequeue an item from the queue. Therefore, let me write struct node star u. What is the first step of the algorithm? Enqueue the root and then the null onto the queue. Therefore, we write enqueue ampersand q comma root, and then we have to enqueue what? Null as well. Enqueue ampersand q comma null. Right. Now what we have to do? We have to say while not is empty of q. Yes, if the queue is not empty, what we need to do? We need to dequeue an item from the queue. And how do we dequeue it? You say u is equal to dequeue of ampersand q. Now when you say dequeue of ampersand q, you get u is equal to 1000. Now you check if u is null or not. And how do we check it? We say if u not equal to null. Yes, u is not equal to null. Therefore, you say sum is equal to sum plus u arrow data. Now what is u arrow data? 1000 arrow data is 10. Therefore, sum becomes 10. Now you have to enqueue the left child and the right child. How do we do it? We say if u arrow left is not equal to null, then what we are going to write over here? We say enqueue in this queue. What do we enqueue? U arrow left. Now what is 1000 arrow left? 1000 arrow left is 2000. 2000 is not equal to null. Therefore, you enqueue 2000. Similarly, you check if u arrow right is not equal to null, then you enqueue in this queue. What do we enqueue? U arrow right. This is the end of the yes. Now what is 1000 arrow left? It is 2000. And what is 1000 arrow right? It is 3000. Okay. Now q is not empty. Go back. U is equal to dq. What do you dq? You dq null. Null not equal null is false. Therefore, you have to execute the else part. Now it means it is the end of the level. Therefore, you print the sum, mark the sum as 0, and you have to enqueue null only if the queue is not empty. Hence, we write if not is empty of q. If the queue is not empty, then only what do we say? We say enqueue in this queue. What do we enqueue in this queue? We enqueue null in this queue. Is that okay? This is the end of else, and this is the end of the function. This is how do we write the level sum of each level. Now, what is the assignment? The third assignment is you have to say how many number of levels are there. How many numbers of levels are there? 0, 1, 2. The maximum number of levels are 2. I mean, the number of levels are 3. Sorry, it's not 2. The number of levels are 3. First, 0th level count is 1. First level count is 2. Second level count is 3. You have to count the number of levels. That's the third assignment. What was the first assignment? You have to do count the number of leaf nodes, half nodes using the iterative version and the recursive version. The next assignment is you have to say how many number of levels are there. And the last assignment is you have to say which level has the maximum sum. In this case, which level has the maximum sum? Level 1 has the maximum sum of 33. Those are the other assignments. I will post it on the group as well, the assignments. and I hope that you will do it, and tomorrow we will see with the next part of the questions. Thank you.